like the other day I was talking about, oh, who's leaking all of this news, right? Man, sometimes y'all got to realize that the leak might not always be coming from who you think it's coming from. That could be coming from Trey and his camp because they trying to force the Niners' hands to make a decision. Like, he probably reading the room like, all right, yeah, they got me here in training camp, but do they really have my best interest at heart? I mean, because at this point, a blind man could see it. So if I'm his agent,
Doesn't it seem
all
like
right,
the only reason Trey's still on the team is because there's not a clear indication of when Brock Purdy's coming back? Like there's a plan, there's a calendar, there's a schedule, but it hasn't happened yet, so they can't really do anything with Trey.
exactly. Bro, you
Yeah.
don't want to be the backup plan for the prom, right? You want to be the guy that asks and she say, yeah. You don't want to be, well, if I don't go with Brock,
Yeah.
then I'll go with you, Trey. Like, you
Yeah.
don't want to
And
be
and,
that
and if I
guy.
go with Brock, you can't go to the prom. Sorry. You gotta stay home.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I got to sit at home looking like this, you know? So, you know, as far as them leaks, it could be that, right? Now, here's the other thing about that whole situation. And why we moved up to draft Trey, I think what it was, the 49ers probably had somebody else in mind, right? And they probably got some bad intel. And they was like, got on draft day, and they was like, what? They not going to take such and such? So people looking at Trey, man, we could have been moving up for Zach Wilson. We don't know. Maybe they heard, maybe Solid was like, hey, man, we're not taking Zach. We're going to take somebody. You know what? You never know, man.
We're going to take Justin Fields. We're going to take Trey Lance. Okay.
Yeah. You never know, right? So a lot of this stuff, man, it's really no point in us sitting here going back and forth because we don't know and we will probably never know. That's why the best product for the NFL is, hey, what happens on the field, right? Because you got to think, man, this team had Trey as the starter last year with Jimmy on the roster, with Brock on the roster. What the hell happened in between him getting injured week 2 to now, outside of Brock and his 8-game stretch, to where y'all considering Sam Darnold over here?
Yeah, there's no explanation for that one.
Come on now. At some point, all of you Kyle defenders, all of you bewildered Jimmy guys who are mad because Jimmy didn't work out, at some point you got to sit down and be like, hold on. Our head coach, who we love so much, our GM, who we love so much, made this guy the starter last season over Jimmy and over Brock. Why did they do that? Right? So, man, I've been a Niners fan since I was a kid. I will always root for the team through the highs and the lows. But at some point, y'all got to realize, man, what's going on right now is not normal, bro. It's not normal. Because it's one or two things. Either we moved on from Jimmy, basically, and drafted a mediocre quarterback in Trey, and then we got lucky with Brock, and the whole league passed him by, and now it's looking like that's not the way good teams are built, bro. The Chiefs didn't get lucky on Patrick Mahomes. The Bills didn't get lucky on Josh Allen. They saw a guy. They looked at the guy tape. They brought the guy in, figured out, hey, he's gonna be a good fit for what I want to do. Or hey, he might not be traditional to what I do, but I'm gonna build a system around him that works. Right? The Panthers. Cam Newton wasn't the best passer of the ball, but they put Ron Rivera put a system around him that worked. It got them to the Super Bowl. Right? So regardless of them taking what Cam was the number 1 pick on Cam, it don't look bad now because you had several winning seasons and you got to a Super Bowl. What we're doing right now at the quarterback position, when you look at how good the rest of this roster is criminal. And any other head coach, any other GM would have been fired. The only reason Kyle is still around is because of his last name. And the only reason Lynch is still around is because Kyle obviously wants him to be there. And there's no other way to look at this, guys. If this season does not work out, I know this might sound like an extreme take, bro, it's time to start over because y'all can't get the number one position on the field right. At this point, it's past the point of, oh, it's Jimmy's fault. No, it's his fault. It's past that point. Jimmy, Brian Hoyer, Nick Mullins, CJ Beathard, all of these guys, Trey, Brock. Now, we done got Brock injured. So if the kid don't come back and look right, we don't know because Genius Kyle decided to block him with a tight end who can't pass block and got him injured. How much longer y'all want to do this, man? And Grant, I'm sorry for running and talking, but I'm trying to get you a viral clip, baby. How much longer y'all want to do this? Huh?
Yeah.
How much longer y'all want to do this? Y'all want to always be a quarterback away? We've been a quarterback away, Kyle, whole time.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all I'm saying, man. At some point,
how patient can you really be as a fan? I mean, I understood being patient when they traded for Trey and being like, all right, well, that's going to be like a 2 or 3 year project. But now that it's clear that the Niners did no work on the project and gaslit you the whole time, like how much more patience do you have?
Gaslit, bro, all the way through. Look,
it's like, yeah, I'm doing my homework. I'm doing my homework. You didn't do any of your homework. None of it. None of your homework. I'm going to give you an F.
If they would have bought Trey in and said, hey, he's not for right now, we're going to keep him on ice for a couple of years, then he's going to be that guy. But they never said a plan for a Trey, right? But anybody looking can see, okay, he probably wasn't a year one guy. If we wanted a year one guy, that would have been Fields because his athleticism would have made up for when he didn't have a peer or when he didn't have
older, had more experience,
all that. Older, more experience. If you draft in the project, say, hey, we drafted in the project, but we drafted this kid with the highest of intentions, with the highest of knowing, the highest belief of knowing he's going to pan out to be that guy one day. What we doing right now shows me, a lack of leadership. And we know this team has a lack of leadership because if I spend all of that capital on a quarterback, my locker room is not about to tell me that we gonna push him to the side for Jimmy Garoppolo, who done lost us too many big games to go back and mention at this point. Kyle, you the coach.
Yeah.
You the coach. You the guy that's, hey, I'm gonna be here when Kittle's gone, when Debo's gone, when Jimmy's gone, I'm still gonna be here. Look, if Bill Belichick can win a fight with Tom Brady, I don't want to hear nothing about the locker room. The locker room wanted Jimmy. I give a damn what the locker room wants. Because guess what? When them players age out, when Debo come in this season, he might have a good season because he's saying he's going to get healthy, even though he wasn't at training camp working out like Christian McCaffrey is. When Debo come in this season, and he's just a little bit more in shape than he was last season, but still have another mediocre season, they're going to want to move up off that contract. Right? So don't tell me the player's opinion matters that much. Because when those same players when they not living up to their contract, you ready to get them out of here.
Correct.
I'm pretty sure they don't want to lead the team. I'm pretty sure they don't want to be let out of their contract.
The way I look at it is Kyle's afraid of making decisions. So he lets other people make them. And then he whines about it.
Close games, when it's time to make a tough decision, banana hands. That's all I got.
Decision making is not his thing.
That's all I got for you, Grant, man. I done got my rant out. Like I said, I'm going to try to come back on weekly, man. Love talking to you. Keep up the great work, brother.
All right, Hunter.